I'd like to introduce you to Somatic WAVE, a new movement technique that will enable your skeleton and joints to last longer, be pain-free, and to heal if they are already injured. It also helps address urinary incontinence and female sexual issues. I discovered Somatic WAVE when I combined Taoist healing love Qigong with Dr. Meyer's myofascial anatomy trains while doing Vanda Scaravelli's anti-gravity yoga. Somatic WAVE is a revolutionary way of moving from the inside out by surfing gravity. We have a sea of energy in our belly with specific energy currents running through our connective tissue, which allows us to surf energy into movement. Just like ocean waves make waves when they hit a sandbar and rebound from the shore as an undertow, we can surf gravity and initiate waves of movement in our body. Most people initiate movement with external muscles, which compresses joints. However, our body also has an inner tube of diaphragms, connective tissue, and slow twitch muscle fibers, which can create elongation if interacting with the external yang tube. These two tubes house a magnificent, intricate web of energy called chi meridians that also carry stem cell fluid to all the organs and glands of the body. This yin-yang system of energy has been known to the East for thousands of years. I want you to be able to tune into this system at home, inspired by watching the action of waves. You may not be on a beautiful beach in Mexico, but just pick the closest flat, comfortable floor and lie down on your back with your knees bent and your feet close to your buttocks. Place your feet consciously so that the 3 press points of each foot are in contact with gravity, as these are the ends of your yang lines. Start to breathe stage 1 of an oceanic breath. This breath expands you like a beach ball in all directions when you inhale, expanding from head to feet and front to back, and when you exhale, the beach ball contracts from all directions, expelling the air, but bringing the energy it contained toward your belly button. It's really important that you feel the perineum, the bottom of your pelvic floor between your legs, expanding fully outward when you inhale, and contracting inward when you exhale, especially if you have ever suffered trauma, either physically or sexually in this area. Stage 1 beach ball breath should be practiced until it feels smooth and full on all sides of your perineum, both during expansion and contraction. Pause the video if you need to. We are going to start activating your somatic wave with the front lines of your body, because these are the easiest ones to feel by reaching with your hands to the triangle in the front of your perineum, just past your pubic bone. This front triangle muscle moves the right and left sides of the vagina in women and the testicles in men, and it is part of the first diaphragm of your yin inner tube. If you have already made a perineum magic wand, as instructed in my book Perineum Power for Women, use it now, as you will be able to feel more deeply. Feel this muscle expand as you take a big breath in to fill your whole body, and feel it shrink away from your fingers as you exhale. Imagine that you are sending the energy of that exhalation along the yang front lines of your outer body, all the way to the shore on a cresting wave. This front yang line is your stomach chi meridian. Stroke it as it flows from beneath your eye sockets along your breasts, stomach, pubic bone, front legs to your feet, and grounds out the big metatarsal ball to a push-away point at least a body length away. It also receives a connection from the yang large intestine arm line. Just like an ocean wave rebounds from the shore with an undertow right up under its cresting wave, this yin wave of energy rebounds up your arches, inner legs, and into your core. feel the tug of this backwash moving up through your inner core spleen meridian at the same time as the wave is washing over your body and hitting the shore. It feels somewhat like a reverse swallow. Just like the ocean wave is moving in two directions at the same time, energy can simultaneously move in two directions in your body, elongating your pelvis out of your hip sockets and your chest out of your waist. And as the diaphragm on top of your lungs empties them, it lengthens your neck out of your rib cage and your head out of your neck, as well as flushing energy out your armpits and down your inner arms. Notice that the diaphragms of the inner tube also correspond to chakra locations. Explore the elongations created by directing energy through these two casings of connective tissue that surround and interpenetrate all the muscles on the frontal plane of your body. Pause the video if you need to explore an area of your frontal body more. For example, I landed on the top of my skull in a motorcycle accident, and working with the wave lifts my upper palate and helps to even the flow of energy going into my sinuses and brain. Now let's look at the all-important back lines. First, the outer back yang meridian. Notice its connecting flow from the small intestine arm line. Visualize or stroke the back line, beginning at your inner eyebrows along the top and back of your skull, down each side of your neck and spine to tailbone, sacrum, sit bones, and then down the back of each leg to your heel press points. Reach through to the back perineum triangle that goes from your sit bones to your tailbone. Expand it on your inhale and contract it on your exhale. Your anus is within this area. This is where the back yin line of fascia enters your torso. Along the kidney chi meridian, leading to your circulation sex meridian. Can you differentiate contracting the anus upward on your exhalation while lengthening the tailbone of your yang line outward at the same time? When the exhale lengthens your tail out while the back perineum pulls up, you will feel a delicious lengthening in your low back as the space increases between your lumbar vertebrae. The second stage of oceanic breath feels like you are squeezing a toothpaste tube from the bottom to the top. If you have ever had a back injury, working with this back line regularly will help you tremendously, as the abdominal wall on the inner side of your spine will lengthen during a wave. The tail will stretch your outer yang fascia towards your heels, pressing into gravity, while the rebound of anti-gravity will naturally and gently stretch this inner connective tissue in the opposite direction, creating space in this lumbar, low back area that is often so difficult to stretch. Feel yourself elongating where the neighboring yang and yin lines of connective tissue move past each other in opposite directions. Your inner core muscles will strengthen. And after practicing this lying down, you will be able to feel the support of the wave while standing and use it during long periods of sitting. This is so useful to create space for all the nerves of your back. The back line wave also creates space between the vertebrae of your neck, so that the nerves that go to your arms are free of the impingement that causes pain and tingling. Create a yawning without yawning sensation in the back of your throat to lift this throat diaphragm even more. Know that you are also helping to pump spinal fluid from your sacral plexus to your brain as you free up your spinal cord. Your cranial sacral pump is supposed to have a slow rhythmic pulsation, but it can get stuck. craniosacral therapists in my classes have said that doing somatic wave is like giving themselves a treatment. Notice the lengthening of the back of your neck, like a turtleneck coming out of its shell as the shoulder blades come down on an exhalation and the wave moves up into your throat. And now the lateral lines. Most people don't realize that they are separate energetic and fascial entities. Stroke the yang lateral lines flowing from the sides of your eyes, skull, ribs, buttocks, hips, and legs to ground out the blades of your feet and small metatarsal balls. These are your gallbladder meridians. They also receive a connecting flow of energy from your triple warmer arm lines. The yin inner tube of your lateral lines houses your liver and lung meridians. On the perineum, the yin inner tube is activated by the strong muscular transverse perineal band that joins sit bone to sit bone between the front and back triangles. Feel these sit bones move as you breathe. This is a subtle movement that may be difficult to sense, especially if you have had pelvic injuries. You may be able to feel it more easily by bringing your hands onto your sit bones from behind. Still expand the perineum outward with inhalation of life force and air. However, when you exhale and dome the perineum upward, maintain width between the sit bones, widening your pelvis, widening through your rib cage, creating space in the ear canals and the sides of your jaw and plates of your skull. This third line of somatic wave is not only lengthening your body, but also widening it to keep the sacroiliac joints fluid in your hips. You will now be able to put all three lines together to create movement, squeezing the toothpaste tube from between your feet on up of all three yin inner lines simultaneously. Take a big breath in to fill with life force, and as you exhale, with your upper thoracic diaphragm, squeeze energy out your armpits, down your arms and hands into gravity. You can place your hands between your legs and push outward at the same time as your legs push inward, as if you're rising on a riding horse, so that you can create even more opposing force. As the feet press points push into the ground a body length away and the entire perineum domes upward, creating a stronger rebound to lift you even more. The rebound will become more tubular, powerful, and omnidirectional, moving in all directions at once. This is the third stage of oceanic breath, the somatic wave. It will start to lift your torso into a bridge pose. Only lift as high as the wave takes you, so that your joints are floating freely and elongating rather than contracting. And when it's time to roll down, make sure you also use the somatic wave. As you roll down from your shoulders to your tail, the wave will be going up your inner core in the opposite direction from the tail to your head. And where they pass each other, it feels like a sock is turning itself inside out and creating more elongation there. Stop and inhale whenever you need more life force, or if you fall off the wave. There always has to be life force moving through you for the wave to rise. You will notice that by simply visualizing sending energy along a line with your breath, you will be able to create movement. The secret of somatic wave lies in creating opposing force and then surfing this wave in order to elongate, widen, and move your body from the inside out. It will require you to split your awareness to be able to send energy in two directions. The bridge pose is an easy pose to start with because you don't have to surf very high off gravity. Eventually, you'll be able to surf self-supporting standing waves as well, using your perineum as the main pump and steering mechanism. Incorporating somatic wave in your life will give 4 huge benefits. It allows all your joints to align properly and to heal without strain, rebuilding and realigning your skeletal structure from the feet on up. It strengthens and lengthens all your muscles and core with eccentric contraction and without the fatigue that concentric muscular contraction creates. It circulates stem cell fluid through the chi meridians that nourish your organs and glands. And finally, surfing this 12 meridian cycle informs and strengthens your toroidal energy sphere, the primary energy pattern of the earth and everything alive. Both men and women can find more guidance in my new book, Perineum Power for Women with Somatic WAVE, that's available on Amazon. Also look for my upcoming book and yoga manual, Surfing the Somatic Wave into Movement to Integrity.